Listen to me. I don't care how talented you are. I don't care how smart you are. If you're not consistent, you will lose every single time. Consistency, it's the secret sauce. It's what separates the winners from the wannabes. Anybody can show up once. Anybody can be great for a day. But real greatness comes when you do it. Day after day after day. When you grind, even when you don't feel like it. You want success? You want change? You want to level up? Then you better understand consistency is louder than motivation. Motivation will get you started, but consistency will keep you going. You won't always see the results right away. Sometimes you're planting seeds and it looks like nothing's happening. But if you trust the process, if you keep showing up, keep giving your best, the harvest will come. It always comes. So don't you quit because it's hard. Don't you quit because it's slow. Champions are made when no one's watching. Champions are built in the dark. Consistency builds character. Consistency builds habits. Consistency builds empires. And remember, small, consistent actions over time create massive results. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. You know what's crazy? Everybody wants to talk about talent. Everybody wants to brag about how gifted they are, how smart they are, how naturally good they are at something. And don't get me wrong, talent is great. Talent can get you noticed. Talent can give you a little head start. But listen to me real close. Consistency beats talent when talent isn't consistent every single time. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't show up day after day, if you don't put in the work when it's boring, when it's painful, when it's lonely, you will lose to the person who does. Because talent without discipline is just potential. It's a promise with no delivery. It's a Ferrari with no gas in it. It looks good, but it's not going anywhere. Some of you are sitting around waiting for your talent to carry you to the top. You're waiting for the world to discover how special you are. But the truth is, the world doesn't reward talent alone. It rewards perseverance. It rewards consistency. It rewards that person who gets up every morning and grinds, not just when it's fun, not just when it's easy, but when it hurts, when it's boring, when nobody's clapping for them, when it feels like it's not even working. Let me tell you something real. I've seen some of the most talented people on the planet lose. I've seen singers who had the voice of an angel, athletes who had crazy skills, entrepreneurs who had genius ideas. And you know why they didn't make it. They weren't consistent. They got distracted. They got lazy. They thought their gift was enough. Meanwhile, someone with half the talent, half the natural ability showed up every day, worked on their craft every day, got better every day, stayed locked in every day. And guess what? They won because consistency is the real flex. Consistency is the real superpower. And here's the hard truth. You can't see the power of consistency right away. It's not sexy, it's not flashy, it's not Instagrammable, it's boring, y'all. It's doing the same little things every single day. It's getting up and practicing even when you don't see the results yet. It's believing in the process when the process doesn't seem to be paying you back. But it's in that daily grind where greatness is born. You want to separate yourself, you want to rise above the noise, then be the one who's consistent. Talent will get tired. Talent will get arrogant. Talent will start to take days off. But you keep moving. You keep building. You keep climbing. And eventually, talent will look up and realize they've been left behind by somebody who just refused to quit. It's not about being the best every single day. It's about getting a little better every single day. It's about stacking small wins brick by brick until you build something unstoppable. Consistency teaches you patience. Consistency teaches you resilience. Consistency teaches you humility. Because every day you show up, even when you don't feel like it, you're telling the world. And more importantly, you're telling yourself, I'm not here just because I'm good. I'm here because I refuse to give up. Man, you gotta understand, the real battle is not against the world. The real battle is against the voice inside that says, take a break, skip today. You're good enough already. No, that voice is the enemy. That voice is what kills dreams. That voice is what keeps talented people broke, unhappy, unfulfilled. You gotta fight it with discipline. You gotta fight it with consistency. Every single day, you don't rise to your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. And habits are built through consistency. So don't tell me how talented you are. Don't tell me about your dreams if you're not willing to show up for them daily. Show me your discipline. Show me your consistency. Show me that you can do it on the days you don't feel like it. Show me that you can do it when nobody's watching. Show me that you can stay locked in when it's boring, when it's slow, when it feels like it's not even working. That's how you win. Consistency beats talent every time, because consistency builds momentum, and momentum is how you change your life. Everybody's fired up at the start. You hear me? Everybody's hyped when they first start chasing a dream. When it's new, when it's exciting, when it feels good, motivation is high. Motivation is like that spark, that firecracker. Boom! It explodes. It's bright. It's loud. It feels good. But hear me. Motivation fades. Motivation fades, more lasts. Motivation is that friend that hypes you up at the beginning but disappears when the real work shows up. Motivation might get you out of bed on day one. Motivation might push you to write the plan, buy the gym membership, start the business, sign up for the class. Motivation gets you moving. It gets the wheels turning. But when the days get long, when the excitement wears off, when the obstacles start piling up, motivation ain't gonna be enough to keep you standing. You think champions are motivated every day? You think they feel like getting up at 4 a.m. every morning? You think they feel like practicing when their body hurts? No, listen to me. They ain't running on motivation. They running on commitment. They running on consistency. They running on something deeper than feelings. You got to get to a place where you say, I don't operate off emotion. I operate off principle. You hear what I'm saying? Because emotions are going to betray you. Emotions are going to have you hyped one day and doubting yourself the next. Emotions are going to have you posting about your goals today and quitting quietly tomorrow. You can't trust emotions. When you start out, the body clapping for you. You go, girl. You got this, bro. They cheering, they liking your post, they texting you. And that feels good. That feels real good. But what happens when the cheering stops? What happens when the lights don't come in? What happens when nobody's hyping you up? That's when you find out. Were you really committed or were you just motivated? Motivation is a boost. It's like a shot of espresso. It'll wake you up, but it won't keep you awake forever. Consistency. Consistency is like building a furnace. It's slow. It's steady. It doesn't flash. It doesn't scream, but it burns. And it keeps burning long after the espresso wears off. Some of y'all living off quick boosts. You need the next video. You need the next video. You need the next quote. You need the next song to fire you up. But listen to me. You can't depend on external fuel. You gotta light your own fire. You gotta find something inside you that says, even if I don't feel like it, even if nobody's watching, even if it's not fun anymore, I'm still going, I'm still grinding, I'm still showing up. That's what separates the dreamers from the doers. That's what separates the starters from the finishers. Come on. Motivation makes you dream. Consistency makes you legendary. I need you to hear me right now. Your feelings are not facts. Just because you feel tired doesn't mean you stop. Just because you feel discouraged doesn't mean you quit. Just because you feel small doesn't mean you can't still make a big impact. Your feelings are real, but they are not in charge. Your consistency is in charge. Your discipline is in charge. Your vision is in charge. Your vision is in charge. You got to learn how to move even when your heart ain't in it. You got to learn how to show up even when the excitement's gone. You got to learn how to finish what you started, not because you feel like it, but because you made a commitment to yourself. I'm telling you, if you only move when you feel like it, you'll never be great. You'll always be chasing that first high. You'll always be looking for a new spark, a new height, a new reason to keep going. But when you build consistency, when you move on discipline, when you show up no matter what, you create your own momentum. You become unstoppable. Think about the people you admire. Think about the legends. They didn't become great because they felt like it every day. They became great because they mastered the art of showing up. Rain, shine, tired, hurting, doubting. They showed up. That's the difference. That's the secret sauce. That's the real key. Motivation might get you right the vision. Motivation might get you to post about it. Motivation might get you to start the journey. But it's consistency that'll get you to the finish line. It's consistency that'll separate you from everybody else who started strong but faded away. It's consistency that'll build a life you don't need a vacation from. So when the excitement fades, and it will, when the applause stops, and it will, when you wake up one day and you don't feel like doing it anymore, remember why you started. Remember who you said you wanted to become, and then do it anyway. Do it tired. Do it scared. Do it certain. Do it uncertain. Do it unmotivated, because that's how you win. You want the big life. Everybody wants the big dreams, the big goals, the big success. But listen to me, it's not about one big moment. It's not about one viral video. It's not about one lucky break. It's about what you do in the small moments. It's about the tiny actions. It's about the little choices nobody sees every day, over and over again. Success is not sexy when you break it down. It's not flashy. It's not lights, cameras, action. Success is boring. Success is waking up and doing the right thing even when it's easier to stay comfortable. Success is that quiet voice inside that said, today too. Again, let's go. You don't lift 300 pounds overnight. You don't build $1 billion company overnight. You don't write a best-selling book overnight. You don't change your body, your mind, your bank account, your legacy overnight. It's every small decision, stacking up, building momentum, brick by brick. I know you want it fast. I know you want it easy. I know you want to see the results today. But hear me, success don't come to those who sprint for one day. It comes to those who grind, who crawl, who fight, who show up when it's ugly, when it's messy, when it's not inspiring, when it's painful. It's easy to dream about a future. It's easy to write it down and tell everybody you're going to do it. But are you willing to do the tiny work? Are you willing to do the stuff that feels so small, so insignificant, it almost feels like it doesn't matter? Because that's the work that changes everything. It's the 5 pages you read every morning. It's the extra reps you push out in the gym when nobody's watching. It's the hour you spend learning instead of scrolling. It's the gratitude you practice when your mind wants to complain. You make when you're nervous. It's the journal you fill out even when you're tired. The small things, they don't feel powerful. They don't feel important in the moment. But stack them up over 6 months. Stack them up over a year. Stack them up over a decade. And that's when you see the explosion. That's when you see the miracle. Most people give up because they don't see the magic immediately. They plant a seed. They water it for a week. And when nothing pops out the ground, they quit. But hear me. The seed is working even when you can't see it. The seed is growing even when it looks like nothing's happening. The roots are going deep. The foundation is being built up, but you gotta keep watering. You gotta keep trusting. You gotta stay consistent. Small actions are like drops of water. By themselves, they don't look like much. But drop by drop, they can carve through rock. They can carve through rock. Drop by drop, they can shape mountains. Drop by drop, they create rivers that change landscapes forever. That's the power of small, repeated action. You might not see the muscles growing today, but they are. You might not see the followers coming today, but they are. You might not see the money stacking today, but it is. You might not see the life changing today, but it is. You gotta have faith in the unseen. You gotta believe in the invisible. You gotta move like the results are already guaranteed. The world loves highlight reels. The world loves overnight successes, but what they don't show you is the years of preparation, the thousands of hours in the dark, the sacrifices nobody clapped for, the boring, hard, lonely grind. You want to be great? You want to leave a legacy? Stop waiting for the big moment. Start winning the small ones. Win the morning. Win the conversation with yourself. Win the workout. Win the email. Win the 1 hour of focus. Stack small wins until your life is different. It's not going to happen by accident. It's not going to happen just because you want it real bad. Wanting it is not enough. Dreaming about it is not enough. Hoping for it is not enough. Small daily disciplined action is the difference. Period. And you're closer than you think. You're not one big break away. You're one small habit repeated every single day away. You're one decision today, and then again tomorrow, and then again the next day. You might not control how fast the blessing comes, but you control how consistent you are. You control how you show up. You control the energy you bring. You control whether you give up or keep going. The dream is free. The grind is sold separately and is paid for with tiny payments every day, every choice, every action, no excuses. No breaks, no days off. Small actions every day build massive lives. Trust is everything. Trust is the foundation. Trust is the glue. And listen to me. If you don't trust yourself, if people can't trust you, you got nothing. You can have talent. You can have ambition. You can have dreams, but trust is missing. It's all fake. It's all hollow. Consistency is what builds trust. It's not your words. It's not your plans. It's not your intentions. It's your actions, day after day after day. Consistency is what proves you're serious. Consistency is what makes people believe. Consistency is what makes you believe in yourself. Some of you, you don't even trust your own word anymore. You say, I'm going to wake up early. You don't. You say, I'm going to hit the gym. You don't. You say, I'm going to grind. But you hit snooze and you wonder why you doubt yourself. You wonder why your confidence is low. It's because every time you break your word to yourself, you chip away at your own trust. Trust ain't given. Trust is earned. Every day, one brick at a time. Every time you show up when you said you were, you're laying a brick. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you're laying a brick. Every time you do what you said you would, even when it's hard, even when it's ugly, you're laying a brick. And hear me, when you lay enough bricks, you build a fortress. You build something unshakable. You build a foundation you can stand on when the storms come, because they will come. Life is gonna test you. Life is gonna punch you in the mouth. And when it does, your talent won't save you. Your potential won't save you. Your consistency, your trust, that's what saves you. It's easy to talk big. It's easy to promise the world when you're feeling good. It's easy to say, I'm gonna change. I'm gonna level up. Feel it this year. But what about when the feelings fade? What about when the excitement is gone? What about when nobody's clapping, nobody's watching? And that's when consistency matters most. That's when real trust is built. Not when it's easy, but when it's brutal. It's not just about you. Listen, the world is watching. Your family is watching. Your kids are watching. Your team is watching. Your clients are watching. Your future is watching. And the question is, can they count on you? Can they depend on you? Can they depend on you? Can they trust you to show up when it matters most? You don't build a reputation by talking about what you're gonna do. You build a reputation by showing up. You build a reputation by delivering every time without fail. You build a reputation by being the person who does what they say they're gonna do, period. When you're consistent, people start to believe in you. Opportunities start chasing you. Doors start opening you didn't even know existed. Why? Because people trust consistent people. People follow consistent people. People bet on consistent people. And it starts small, real small. It starts with waking up when you say you will. It starts with making your bed. It starts with doing one more set in the gym. It starts with finishing that book you promised yourself you'd read. It starts with showing up for that client call, even when you're tired. It starts with sending that email you've been putting on. Every small action is a vote. Every time you follow through, you are casting a vote for strength, for honor, for excellence. Every time you flake, every time you quit, you are casting a vote for weakness, for doubt, for fear. Your life is built one vote at a time, one choice at a time, one day at a time. Consistency is the evidence. Consistency is the proof. Consistency is the real flex. Now, I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how talented you are. If you don't show up consistently, you will lose, period. Somebody with half your talent, half your education, half your natural ability, if they are more consistent than you, they will pass you. They will win every time. Because in the end, it's not about bursts of greatness. It's about sustained effort. It's about showing up. It's about doing the work even when nobody's watching, even when nobody's clapping, even when nobody's believing. Yeah, consistency builds trust. Trust builds reputation. Reputation builds legacy. If you want to be great, build trust. If you want to be unstoppable, build trust. If you want to change your life, start keeping your promises to yourself. Success ain't a trophy you win one time and you get to keep it forever. Success ain't a prize you put on a shelf and dust off once a year. Success is not owned. Success is rented, and rent is due every single day. Every day you wake up, life is knocking at your door asking, you gonna pay today? Or you gonna forfeit everything you work for? And here's the crazy part. It doesn't matter what you did yesterday. Yesterday's grind don't count today. Yesterday's wins don't pay today's rent. Yesterday's motivation don't fuel today's fire. Success demands payment every single day and is non-negotiable. You can't make a bid, move once and think you're done. You can't have one good week and think you made it. You can't have one championship season and think you're a champion for life. Success is rented. It's fragile. It's temporary. It demands you show up every single day with the same hunger, the same drive, the same grind. You know why some people lose everything? You know why some people fall off after they make it? It's because they thought they owned it. They thought they could relax. They thought the work was done. They forgot success is rented. They forgot that rent never stops coming due. The great stay great because they never stop paying rent. They win the championship. And the next morning, they're back in the gym. They close the big deal, and the next day, they're making the next call. They break the record. And the next hour, they're setting the next goal because they understand if you don't pay today, you start losing today. And it's harder the higher you go. You think it's tough climbing the mountain. Wait till you gotta stay on top of it. Wait till you gotta defend that spot every day, every hour against every hungry competitor who's coming for what you got. You can't get lazy. You can't get complacent. You can't think yesterday's rent covers today's price. Every single morning, you gotta wake up and say, I'm willing to pay the price again. Every single morning, you gotta commit to the work again. Every single morning, you gotta humble yourself again. It don't matter what you accomplished yesterday. It don't matter how sweet your resume looks. It don't matter how many trophies, plaques, awards you got. Success is rented, not owned. You pay with discipline. You pay with focus. You pay with sacrifice. You pay with sweat. You pay with every single choice you make when nobody's watching. You pay when you say no to the party and yes to the work. You pay when you say no to sleeping in and yes to getting after it. You pay when you say no to comfort and yes to the grind. And the payment, it's not one big thing. It's not some flashy moment. It's 1,000 small payments made in silence, made in the dark, made when nobody claps, nobody sees, nobody even knows. Some days you feel like it. Some days you don't. Some days it's easy. Some days it's brutal. But the rent is due either way. The price doesn't get cheaper because you're tired. The rent doesn't get discounted because you had a hard week. The rent doesn't get pushed back because you don't feel motivated. You either pay or you lose it. That's the law. And hear me, you don't get to keep success on layaway. You don't get to pause it and come back when you feel better. You miss a day, you slip. You miss 2, you slide. You miss a week, you're done. Someone else is moving into your spot. Someone hungrier. Someone more focused. Someone willing to pay the rent you stop paying. You can't cheat the grind. You can't fake the payments. You can't hustle half-hearted and expect full results. You gotta show up every day like your life depends on it, because it does. And the beauty is, when you embrace the grind, when you fall in love with paying the rent, you become unstoppable. You stop chasing success, and success starts chasing you. You stop worrying about losing, because you know you're doing the work every single day to earn it, to protect it, to grow it. That's the truth about success. It's rented. Rent is due daily. Payment is discipline. Payment is commitment. Payment is obsession. And the ones who win long term, they're the ones who understand the rent is never paid off. It's paid forward every single. Momentum is a force. Momentum is a weapon. Momentum is what separates those who try from those who conquer. But momentum doesn't show up just because you want it. Momentum doesn't come because you had one good day. Momentum doesn't come because you got excited. Momentum is born from consistency. Momentum is the reward you get when you show up. Every day, without excuse, without apology, without waiting for somebody to pat you on the back. Consistency over time is what builds momentum. Brick by brick, step by step, action by action. You start stacking those wins, no matter how small. You start making deposits into your dream account, no matter how tired you are. You start doing the work even when the results aren't obvious yet. And what happened? Slowly, quietly, without you even noticing at first, momentum starts to build. At first, it feels heavy. At first, it feels slow. It feels like pushing a giant boulder uphill with your bare hand. It feels like you're giving everything you got and seeing nothing in return. It feels like your prayers are bouncing off the ceiling. It feels like you're invisible. But if you stay consistent, if you keep showing up, if you keep pushing even when it feels pointless, something starts to shift. The weight gets lighter. The boulder starts moving. Inch by inch at first, then foot by foot, then yard by yard. And one day you realize you're not pushing it anymore. You're riding it. You're steering it. The energy you built through consistency becomes its own engine. The discipline you showed when it was hard becomes a power plant fueling your dreams. The habits you formed when no one was watching become the armor that protects your progress. That's how unstoppable momentum is created. Not in the big moments, but in the small ones. Not in the loud victories, but in the silent, thankless nights. Not when you're hyped up, but when you're hyped up. But when you're tired, frustrated, doubting yourself, and you choose to keep going anyway. Everybody wants to be unstoppable when it's easy. Everybody wants momentum when the path is clear. But the real ones, the legend, the people who leave a legacy, they built their momentum in the trenches. They built their momentum in the lonely hours. They built their momentum when it made no sense to keep believing. And because they stayed consistent, because they refused to let feelings dictate action, momentum showed up. Momentum doesn't care how you feel. Momentum doesn't ask permission. It rewards the ones who keep grinding long after the mood they started in is gone. It rewards the ones who build discipline bigger than their distractions. It rewards the ones who plant seeds when the field looks barren. You can have every tool, every opportunity, every connection in the world. But if you don't stay consistent long enough to build momentum, you'll keep starting over. You'll keep getting excited for a week, a month, a season, and then quitting when it gets hard. You'll keep watching others fly past you, not because they're better, not because they're smarter, but because they kept pushing when you did. When you get momentum, life changes, doors open, the opportunities multiply. Confidence explodes, your energy changes, you move different, you think different. You attract different people. You start commanding the room instead of tiptoeing into it. You start setting the pace instead of chasing it. You start becoming the example people point to when they say, that's what dedication looks like. And here's the secret. The bigger the momentum, the harder it is to stop you. The more consistent you are, the stronger the force you create. Once you build it, once you harness it, it takes way more to break your spirit, way more to stop your progress. Quitting isn't even in your vocabulary anymore. Average isn't even on your radar anymore. It's not magic. It's not luck. It's not overnight success. It's work. It's sacrifice. It's staying in the game long enough for the game to tilt in your favor. It's trusting that every drop of sweat, every tear, every setback is a down payment on something unstoppable. Consistency over time. That's the secret sauce. That's the blueprint. That's the cheat code. Stack the days. Stack the work. Stack the faith. Stack the faith. And then when the momentum takes over, you'll be flying so fast, so powerfully that nothing, no obstacle, no hate, and no failure can touch you. Momentum will make you a giant. Momentum will make you a legend. Momentum will make you unstoppable. All you got to do is stay consistent no matter what.